the most important question to ask in your sale, or the most important thing to understand, is why now, right? I know that can sound generic, but it's not why now, not just why buy our service now. Like, why do you actually need roofing leads now? Why do you actually need XYZ now? It's why work with us now, right? Those are two very, very different things. Right? So when you actually get those two buy-ins on the call, like, that's what actually makes the sale. Like, nothing else really matters. Like, yeah, we got like pre-handle other stuff. But, like, literally the most important thing is you get them to vocalize, yo, I need this now because, and I need to work with you guys right now, like ASAP. Because if someone says that, I promise you, you're almost there to the sale. Like, when someone vocalizes something so seriously to that point, like, I kind of even sometimes skip steps and then just go towards the pitch to close. Like, depending on how powerful of an answer they give you. But you only get there by setting the right authority and frame on the call, right? If you don't set the right authority, like, there's like, who is this? They don't give a fuck. Nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna actually give you a real answer, okay? So in terms of how to hack authority, there's, it's your tonality. So I think the biggest thing when reviewing, I've heard Cyrus take a sales call. I've heard, I think another one of you take a sales call. Quit having your voice inflection go up. Like, you guys are asking questions that go up. And when you do ask questions, you guys ask a question and then another and another. Like, yeah, so what did you mean by that? Like, I know you said that, like what does it happen when it, like, you guys stack questions. If you read your transcript on sales calls, it should literally be one clear question, answer, response, one clear question. Like, don't stack questions. And when you do respond, all your inflections should go down. Versus, like, all my inflections should go down, and you should work on your tonality. Like, that's how you guys sound. Versus, all your inflections should go down. Work on your tonality, right, to set the frame. How to also hack authority, body language. Especially at the beginning of the call, when you're like, yo, I'm the authority. Like, you're sitting straight, you're up in the camera, you're talking, you're extremely direct. But it's extremely different when I'm about some price drop and I'm giving them this space and I'm about to pitch. I'm so far away from the camera. Like, I look tiny and I'm like leaning to the side because there's no pressure, right? For us, we have like our Stripe open, doc, framework, this, that, Zoom. We're seeing so much. Your prospect is literally just looking at you. You got to realize that. And this is not an in-person sale. It's like you guys are all doing online sales. So the only things you can kind of manipulate is your voice and what they see on camera, right? And usually when someone gets like even out of hand, I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, I'll literally go and like cover my screen. Whoa, 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 hold on. Like, adjust my screen. Because it's like it's like a reset, basically, right? So you have to play the fucking camera. It matters a lot. And in terms of more about the authority, get the best camera quality, get a mic stand, make sure your background's well lit, never use a green screen, and never blur your screen, ever, ever, ever. I think they're inside their brains, unconsciously, they'll think that you're hiding something. So just never do that ever, all right? You do these few things, like, and then you ask questions, and then you ask the why questions, why now questions, they will answer you better because you're the authority now, right? Like, if some bum off the street asks me about my life story, sure, I'll give him a quick rundown. But if it's like a therapist, right, or someone of authority, like a pastor, a family, I'm going to tell them everything in detail, right? It's very, very, very different. They can ask the exact same question word for word, but obviously I'm going to respond different. Right? That's why you guys aren't getting what you want out of your questions. Like, I know you guys deal with question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. And it's like, why aren't they enthusiastic about my offer? They don't care about you. They don't know shit about you. You shouldn't expect that, right? Third thing, NLP language. So, in neurolinguistic programming, to speak to someone's brain, you need to speak to like their world. You need to speak in their world. So the example I use a lot, and it's perfect for what you guys are doing, is when you're talking to company, like these founders, some founders will go like, oh, we'll do this much in revenue, right? Or like, we want to get to this revenue. Versus some guys you talk to will be like, yeah, we just want to like profit this much. And like at the end of the day, like each month we're making this much profit. And they won't say the word revenue. So the guy that says the word revenue, if you pitch, if you talk about anything, you're using the word revenue. You're not using the word profit. You're matching the word. For the guy that says profit, you're only using profit. You don't use the word revenue. I know that, yes, they're two different things, but they're like extremely similar. But whatever they say, that's their world. You have to operate inside of their world to make it make sense, right? Like, I say Italy, right? Some of you guys think of a country. Some of you guys think of a moment. Some of you guys are thinking of pasta. You guys are thinking of different shit because that word operates different in your world, like your brain world, right? So when you're doing exploration and you're having them talk, and you have to like collect the ammo. You guys have to pay fucking attention, right? You guys are like on call sifting through stuff or like thinking about, oh, how can I get this? How can I do? Like actually listen to your prospect. Have a conversation. Like actually be listening and pay attention. Or else you're going to miss these things and you're going to miss the sale. Right? Like literally one word can make or break the sale. 100%. And usually it's one word that can make the sale. Right? So speak to their world. Like actually. Second and last thing before we move on to the framework. Dude, my voice is cooked, bro. Give them a new buying identity. Tell them, they have to be in buying mode by the end of the call. You have to get them there, right? Everyone hops on call in excited mode, or scared mode, or it's never a buying mode. Never, ever, ever, ever. Unless it's like obviously a layup where it's like, I've done my research, just give me the link, right? So you have to ask the right questions and frame them to have a buying persona. So when someone's like, yo, yeah, and like, I'm just confident that I'm able to do this, and like, we've been able to see a bunch of success, and we've like invested a lot in terms of like our ad system, or like our contractors and our inventory. Awesome. So it sounds like you're someone that understands the power of like investing in XYZ to get ABC. Like you understand it's a cheat code, right? You understand that investing in your business is the real business expense, is the real business write-off, not buying the Lambo as a business write-off, right? It's like you literally telling them, you're like this. You're someone that's a great buyer. You're a confident buyer, right? Just literally telling them. And once they agree, it's hard for them at the end for them to say no. Like a lot of the times I'm like, dude, so it sounds like you make clear decisions and you're able to move forward when you know exactly what's going on. And I appreciate entrepreneurs like you, man. That's one. Or it's like, dude, it's crazy how you've been scaling so fast. It's like, you've had to make a lot of decisions, huh? And you've made them fast and they've been consistent. Like, amazing. Like, and then they're like, yeah. And then when at the end, you make them make a decision, you've literally told them how to act. And they've literally agreed with you that that's their persona. They're now in buying mode when you pitch. And before we pitch, there's always commitment and urgency. Like, why do you want to commit to this? Why are you urgent to do this? Bro, they're going to buy. They're going to buy if you literally tell, like, that's what I mean by you sell to their brain. And at the end, there's just a couple sentences to say to get their mouth to catch up and say yes. Right? Sell to their brain first, okay? And the last thing before we review the framework really quickly is all of you need to talk less. No fluff. Again, never stack questions. And when you look at the fathom of like dark gray, light gray of how much you talk, in the first 50%, it should be 20% you, 80% prospect. When you pitch an objection handle, it should be 80% you, 20% prospect. All right? And I don't think that's really industry standard. Typically, it's like 60-40, and it's kind of a back and forth. But I promise you in exploration, you want them to feel like they're in control of the call and that you're just curious. But asking the right questions where they know it is a sales call. you guys are, what, sometimes like, yo, Cyrus, I heard you say a couple things in your sales call where it's like really lax. Like, oh, and what are you doing with this? That question has nothing to do with the fucking sale. You don't even have to ask that. That's a wrong question to ask, right? So just like skip all that. They think that they're having a conversation with you and suddenly give me 5K. Like what? Like it doesn't make sense to them, right?
Yeah.
So it should be, obviously when you set frame, that's one reason, but then when you ask questions further and further along, like they know, hey, this motherfucker's selling me something, right? And that's the point.
It's like
Strategy.
You want them to know, like right away, essentially, like, okay, this guy's gonna try to sell me on something.
Correct.
Do you ever find that like, I almost like, I feel like on some sales calls they didn't think so, and then I built so much rapport with them, and
Cyrus, will you ever close someone that doesn't think that they're on a sales call?
I have, yeah. But like, by the end they knew they were. In the beginning, not really.
Exactly. So they knew, you made them know it was a sales call, right?
Right.
Exactly. Cool. Any questions about that before I go over the framework?
What do you mean by like you were talking about a little bit earlier, like oscillating your questions?
What question? What?
Like when you're talking about questions, you don't want to stack them, but you're saying like
Yeah, because
like your tonality, I think, is what you're talking about, or something else.
yeah. So those are two things. In terms of stacking questions, when someone gives you a response, it's like, yeah, I'm just, it's just hard for me to keep my contractors because we don't have enough leads. And it's like, okay, well, like, what do you mean you don't have any leads? Is it like the contractors aren't doing anything, or like what's exactly happening in the business? You just asked 3 fucking questions.
Yeah.
Y'all need to quit doing that and just be like, so, and then just one, concise, clear, right? Everything's just jumbled in their head. When you say things like that, it gets them just to say generic shit when it's just like stacked. And when you laser focus just one question, it's like they could possibly only answer that one question very detailed, like in a detailed manner. So like when you stack these questions from service level to opportunity cost to personal impact, it works. And in terms of oscillation of your voice, always just curve down. If I was talking to you guys and I always curved up, do I sound like the authority? Like, yo, should we get food? Like, this shit's amazing. Like this shit's amazing. I'm confident. We should get food. Everything should curve down, right?
Yeah.
Or else you guys sound like little kids. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So, what about in the pre-call process? You still don't hide the fact that it's a sales call? You're just like should they find out it's a sales call on the sales call?
Yeah, always in pre-call, I always have the setters or the closers to pre-call always say like, yeah, and easy, like we just want you to be on your laptop, like obviously the obvious things, but the one thing I always add is like, yo, and I'm just like really excited to show you what we have, like genuinely love our product or service, and like I'll be able to give you all the information you need so you can actively make a decision whether you want to work with us on call or not. Like you need to, like I'm setting frame not only pre-call, but like when we go over this framework, we also say it on the call too. I hate pre-calls that are longer than 2-3 minutes because guys will be like, oh, I talked to them for like 20 minutes pre-call and like I learned more about them, and when they get on the closing call, they just like skip steps of the framework, and it's like no. Like the one call close system only works because you just cook them and warm them up in that 1 hour. You have 1 hour of just like pressure cooking them versus like, oh, I talked to Lil on the phone and then now like we're like blah 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 here. Never ever do that. You're gonna lose the sale. It's too casual. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm actually writing it down now for
Cool.
my cold call process.
5.
So, I guess the problem I have, I'm just like really casual, like when I'm on sales calls. So like I have to really thinking like, okay, maybe like be buddy with them, because like if people like you, they'll buy from you. Like that's what I've always been like taught. But I guess it's different because it's online rather than like in person.
So this is the thing. That's true. If people like you, they'll buy from you. But it's not liking you, the closer. It's like, that's marketing. That sentence is for marketing, not sales. Right? They'll only get on call with you if they like you, or it's like some sort of thing that's there. Like, if they don't know you, who you are, or what the company is before the call, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. So like obviously there's like pre-call sequences to get that done that you guys do. But on the sales call, if you're the authority and know something that they don't, they will buy from you. If they like you and you don't have those two things, they're not gonna buy from you, right? So it's for me, it's not being about buddy, but it's just showing like, yo, we know something you don't. We're doing something that you can't, right? That's why I was explaining this to a couple guys earlier. Like, I love saying just big ass words and things where I know they'll say no. Like for my agent, like when I sign sales agency clients, I'm like, yo, like what's your CPDCA on your ads? They're like, what is that? I'm like, no worries. I'll ask the next question. Do you track X, Y, and Z? No. Okay. Well, what do you? And I'll go back and forth and back and forth, and then I won't even be like, what? Why haven't you? I'll just go on to the next and continue the conversation. And in their head, unconsciously, they're like, holy shit, I'm behind. This dude knows stuff that I don't. I'm not doing stuff that, might be industry standard. And that gap is what they're paying for, right? The whole sales call, the point is just to increase that gap. And you guys are so focused on like pain. Like, of course, you can widen the gap through making the pain more and more, like vocalize it. But the cheat code is that when you say, what's your goal in 6 months? It's not that. It's like, what's your goal in 6 months? Increases it just by like a little. But what's your goal in a week, 6 months, and 10 years? Dude, that gap just widened by fucking like 5x, right? When you actually get them to vocalize those things on call. So then it's like, I don't give a fuck if they like me or not. We know something you don't, and the gap is so wide. You're paying, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Nothing else? Should we rip this framework?
Let's do it.
Cool. Is that facts or am I just blabbering out my mouth?
No, it's facts. Yeah, that actually worked on me. Like when we were in the sales process, like, for like me becoming like a sales agency client, and you were saying like all these questions I didn't know the answers to, like for like the tracking and shit.
Yeah, but it's true. like us, us moving into DM ads, like we're gonna have all that.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
So it's
We're
like,
gonna say that's good.
and that might be why. Okay. Cool. The one call close system. Does everyone have it pulled up?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna look up yours.
Awesome. Part 1, position and permission. Control the frame without resistance. Control the frame. It's your Zoom call. They're in your house. It's your house. You make the rules. They don't control the call. They don't ask the questions. And you let them know that, all right? So like opening is just like, yo, can you hear me? Can you see me? That's good. Build a little rapport under 1 minute, right? Build enough rapport where you can actually slide into like, cool, well, let's get started. Like the goal of this conversation is you can't just go from, how's your day going so far? Good. What city do you live in? Oh, I'm in LA. Awesome. The goal of this conversation is you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna get cooked. So you have to actually build enough rapport for you to be like, dude, I love that, man. Well, dude, let's get started. Like, dude, just the goal of this conversation is to get 100% clear on where you're. So this one, it's don't word for word this, right? The whole point of this first paragraph of, if we believe we can help, I'll walk you through exactly how. By the end, we can both decide if moving forward makes sense. If yes, great, we'll get you started today. If not, that's fine too. Does that sound fair? How I say it is, so I'm just gonna learn more about you. I'll tell you everything you'll get if you do decide to join our program. And I kind of just want to fuck yeah or fuck no. Does that work? Like it's just so simple. It's just those 3 things though, right? The goal of the conversation, the frame of the hour, and that they have to make a decision by the end of this call. And they better say, okay. It's like, and you double down. And you go like, okay? Like you could actually, we're going to actually rip something or just say bye. And they're like, yes, cool. And then you move to part 2. If they give you any pushback, like, oh, I don't know if I want to make a decision, be like, yeah, why? Like, what do you need to make an educated decision? Like, what are the 3 things? And they'll tell you 3 things. And you're like, okay, cool. I'll make sure that we cover those 3 things on this call so you can make an educated decision. Cool. On to the next. All right. The authority anchor. So now you just set the frame and expectation for the call. Right? That's setting the frame. But also, people also say setting the frame is the authority anchor. So you have to earn immediate trust, right? Like what I was talking about earlier. to be the authority so they can actually answer your questions, I always ask permission first. Like, yo, before I like kind of get to know you a little bit more, like, can I just give you quick context about what we do? And they're always like, yeah, sure. This sentence that you're about to say next is the most important sentence that's always scripted in your offer, right? Who did I edit it yesterday? Yours?
Fine, yeah.
You see how the one you wrote was so different than mine?
Yeah.
It's just setting the authority. So it's like, we're the number one this in this space. Our focus is helping people go from this to this in this time frame. We've done this for this many clients. That's why I want to, like, you position yourself as the premium gold standard of that niche in any way possible. And it should be short, concise, and it should include like kind of your mission, like what you're actually providing quickly. The opportunity to fix is bigger than you might think. Is that kind of why we're on the call? Yeah? And then, or usually when I just end it, no question, they'll be like, awesome. And I'm like, cool, well, yeah, like, how can I help? How can we help? First question, always just massively open-ended, right? So part 3, the emotional excavation. So create internal commitment and urgency and get them to say it, right? So step 1, like, can you walk me through what's happening right now? What's good? Like, what's up? How can we help? Like, cool, so we're on this call. For what reason, man? Tell me what's going on with your business. And we ask that open-ended question because they could literally go anywhere, any direction, and we want to see where their head's at, right? Like with fitness coaching clients, it's always like, yo, so like, how can we help? And some people might directly start talking about their nutrition and diet. Some people might directly talk about fitness, like going to the gym. Some people might directly talk about the six-pack. Some people might directly talk about, I got skinny arms. So you know where their head's at. You want to be as open-ended as possible in the beginning so you can start like curating it towards what actually makes the sale. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Cool. And the question after, like, when did that start becoming a real concern? Got to keep going. So step 2 is actually the most important part. Moving from surface level to consequence to personal impact. By minute 5, I get further than you guys do in like 30, 40 minutes. I swear. Like, when we go from how's that impacting you, what does that actually cost you, how does that affect you at the end of the day, is like, let's just say it's a lead agency for a roofing company, right? What's happening with the leads? I'm not getting enough leads. Okay, why aren't you getting enough leads? We're not doing XYZ. Okay, if you continue to not get leads, what happens to your business, right? Opportunity cost. My business is going to fail, my business is going to blah, blah. Well, what do you mean it's going to fail? It's going to XYZ, like, it's going to go deeper. And then, okay, well, dude, honestly, it's like man to man. Like, dude, if your business fails, like, how would that affect you? Like, what happens then? And then personal impact, bro. Like, dude, I'm going to be depressed, I'm going to be down in the dumps, my girl's going to leave me, like, I probably get a 9 to 5. So you're telling me, if we don't get you quality leads, you're going to have to go back to your 9 to 5, and also your girl's going to leave. You see how quick you can get there? Like, I know it can feel like, dude, these guys are logistical. They're not. Like, we get to the logistics just like very soon. And once you get that personal impact, between around that, when you like start asking like those surface level questions, I start with just quick logistic, just spending 5 minutes so they know you understand the jargon. Like, oh, how many employees do you have? What are you doing in revenue a month? What do you XYZ? You know, just like the business shit, right? And that's quick. That's quick. It's just like a survey. The actual sales call is in the problem and how we could actually fix it for them, right? So that goes to step 3, immediate future vision. This is different than other sales frameworks, so like just like bear with me. Step 3, future vision. Like, okay, well, let's just say you could fix everything. Like, what would that look like, right? And then what would that change in your life if you did that income? And then what's the first thing you do if you didn't have to deal with that? So it's like, again, instead of pain, going down these 3 steps, but it's goal going up these 3 steps, right? So we just got them to imagine in their head, bro. Like, my girl just dipped. I'm in a 9 to 5 now. And then in the next minutes after, we get them to imagine I'm rich off my company and I've automated it and I'm successful. Like, that's selling to the brain, right? The brain will like, and you need to ask this, can you see that happening? Or can you like actually feel that? Are you confident? Like, does it do you genuinely like, you have to see. Do you feel? Can you understand? Like, can you hear? Like, you hear me, bro? Like, you get them to sell on every side, a little part of the brain. They're sold. Their brain is sold. If you get their brain to be like, damn, this shit is scary. This is the shit I want, and then you increase other gap in the sales call and add logistics. You just have a few questions to get their mouth to say yes. We're gonna go over that at the end. All right. Before I go into part 4, any questions about the first 3 parts, because they go kind of hand in hand, and that's like the first 15-20 minutes of the call.
So you mentioned the logistics. So where does that lie in the script?
Yeah. So it's So what's going on right now? Like, tell me about like your business, right? Or like, yeah, how can we help? And then from there, when they're super open ended, then you ask the questions like, okay, they just told me about this. Now let's dig and do logistics for that. Like, couple minutes max. Never let them run on, right?
So-
Logistics should never be long. There's not enough logistic for you to talk for 20 minutes about logistics.
So you don't go to question 2 unless you go the full logistics. So how many leads, appointments, all that, like all the.
Yeah, and it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit less than that, right?
And then what do you do if they just start going on some random tangents, just like all over the place?
Yeah, I'd be like, you gotta control the call. Like, I'll interject and be like, yo, like, I'll just break the third wall and be like, I want to stick to our process. Like, I'm actually really curious about other sides of your business. Like, like,
Just
you know,
interrupt them, basically.
I always do. Yeah. It's your Zoom room, bro. Alright? And with those guys that overtalk, I actually love those guys because it's really easy when you start asking these really dangerous questions. Like, so yeah, like what, after you pitch, it's like, so 1 out of 10, what is it? 9 out of 10. Awesome. Like, what makes it 9 out of 10? Why do you love it so much? And they're like, they'll be like, grrr. Like you get asked those questions and they'll tell you so much, right? Does that answer your question? Cool. Any others?
Yeah, I got one.
What's good?
What would you do if someone's like a little bit more closed off about answering those questions? Like the more of like, how is this gonna affect you if your business fails? Like things like that.
Well, I would never ask that question. How would that affect you if your business fails? Is a completely different question than, all right, so your contractors leave and your business starts dying. Like, what happens then? Way different question. That sounds like a logistical question when it's not.
Yeah.
That's how you sell to type A people, which is why this works for agency. Agency, all founders are kind of type A. I believe that most of us here are kind of type A. Right? You see how those questions are extremely different? Like, dude, how would you feel if your girl left you versus, and your girl leaves you from your business failing? Like, dude, what happens then, bro? Very, very, very different. So like each word matters. You gotta ask the right questions. You guys are asking bad questions.
Yeah.
Okay? Anything else?
Yeah, what if they give you like very surface level, like, how can I help? Well, obviously, I just want to get more leads.
Okay.
You
Well,
just deep into that, or
what's more leads? Like, what do you mean more leads?
you just ask more questions about it?
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, like, this goes back to part 1 and 1.5 to 2, where you set the authority, you set the frame, you set why you're you. They will open up, right? Like, you're like, instead of being like, yo, some rando on the street asking you your life story, it's like, yo, I'm the pastor, bro. Tell me about your life story. They're very different. Right. That's why you're not getting what you want. Have you set authority on call before?
I started recently with just like companies that we work with, and like I just like drop the biggest case study kind of up front.
That works as well. If you don't have like over 100 clients or something, that works really well. I'd say it's not, if you guys are selling leads, it's not telling them we'll guarantee you this amount of leads. It's like, no, we get these leads and they're so, like, their quality and they're the gold standard because of this, and that's why companies that typically work with us, like, we become their main acquisition channel. That's authority, right? Oh, we know that a bunch of roofers try a bunch of marketing agencies, and these people always end up staying with us. Like, we have a pretty good, like, pretty big client base of like the top realtors. That's authority. Now they want to talk to you. And when you ask a question, they'll definitely answer you. 100%. Cool. Let's go to part 4. Gap confirmation and change commitment. So this is the micro close. This is how I know, by this point, I know if they're going to buy or not. And if they don't buy, I'll just re-loop to the reason why I don't think they'll buy. So I'll literally tell them. So right now you're dealing with X, it's costing you Y, and your goal is to get Z. And that gap is definitely the reason why we're talking, right? Would you agree? Yes. Cool. Also, I'm curious, like, dude, you've been running this roofing business for like 5, like, why make this change now instead of just like waiting like another 6 months or something? And you ask it like exactly like that. Versus, why make a change now instead of waiting 6 months? You're gonna get cooked, right? Tonality matters, and you wait for the urgency trigger, then ask like, and how important is it to you to actually make that change today, right? Because you've gotten first, like, so right now you're doing it, like, yes, exactly. So they know you know exactly where they're at and you're in alignment. So then you can ask them why make a change now. And then making sure that the word now means today. How important is it to actually, like, figure this out today? And we'll be like, this is really important. Like, I need X and Y, A, B, C. I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. This is where usually guys are from part 1 to part 2 to 3. When they get here, they're so cooked. Their brain have been so pre-handled and like properly taken care of that they're like, man, I just so stressful, and it's just so, they literally open up so much. And these are always type A guys, right? And people will review my sales calls and be like, or like when I full-time closed a couple years ago, like they'll be like, Tim always gets the easiest leads. Tim gets the lay down leads. I made them lay downs. I made them easy leads, right? It's a big difference. Like, oh, Tim does some always magically get, no. Like to the naked eye, it looks like a lay down, right? To the noob, it looks like a lay down. When I show like JP, like some of the top dogs, they just laugh. They're like, dude, Tim, like, you're just getting away with everything, right? Cool. Part 5, the solution bridge. This needs to be short, simple, mad surgical ties to their pain. So here's the actual labeling, relabeling. Based on what you told me, here's exactly how I'd approach solving this with you. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. So step 1, state their core outcome in one clear line. This is something that you guys have to create for your company. Step 2, tie 2 to 3 solution points directly to the pains that they admitted. You guys are building up ammo during the whole sales call, and you should know exactly what step 2 is going to be. You said it's like you've dealt with this pain. Like, here's how we remove that completely. This isn't the pitch, by the way. This is a pre-pitch, right? It gets them to already be thinking. Like, it's a pre-pitch. And then you mentioned you have this. Like, here's how we protect you from that, right? Your objection handling pre-pitch, right? Like, this is the NLP shit. This is what the industry does not do. Is get these little commitments. But yeah, we do this. Yeah, we do. You might find yourself already naturally doing that sometimes in expiration, like quickly telling them, yeah, we solve it like this. Don't do it during expiration. Do it right here before the pitch, and do all of them. Like, that's, and then usually when you do that, it's like, because you just want to make sure like it's settled and like we take care of that. Like, don't worry. Like, don't do that. Wait till this part 5 of the solution bridge. To then go towards the future pace of like, okay, dude, it's really conversational. It's like non-pitch. Usually by like 9 days from now, like typically our clients XYZ. Can you see yourself in that position? Can you actually see yourself doing that? Like getting to that point? And then this one, sometimes I'll use before pitch. Sometimes I'll do after pitch. But I'll go over that part after pitch. And then for you guys, for agencies, you pitch after step 2 and then future pace, right? And your pitch should be super short, under 3 minutes preferably without a pitch deck. And the point is, if you guys tell them, yo, this is how we get the lead. We bring it from this aggregate to this, then we set you up with this, and then we get you access to this, and we want SOP here, and we got this deliverable. Bro, you're actually going to give them so much shit to think about. In your pitch, say simple twice and straightforward twice mandatorily. It's super straightforward, man. And we also get this in the, it's super simple, right? We want it to be short and simple, and tell them it's short and simple so they can actually make a decision. Or else it would be valid for them to think about, because you just gave them like 20 new things to think about. Or some people shoot themselves in the foot by like, now you just gave them like 15 to 20 things to try themselves. Actually, yeah, I think I'll explore and like look at your free, like continue to, and then like when I'm ready, I'll like come back. That's how you're shooting yourself in the foot. Versus like, bro, I've had, when I used to close for Sales Mafia, like still myself, and I didn't have it scaled up, like I would get people so hyped, so committed, so like invested into what we do, and that like they're like, I need this shit now, Tim. Like, dude, I need help. I'll just be like, cool, well, Sales Mafia, if you could write down, this is my exact pitch. If you could write down, you have pen and paper? Awesome. 3 pillars of Sales Mafia. Write down. 1, coaching. 2, curriculum. 3, community. Right? 6 months, group coaching, 5,000, and then one-on-one, 10,000. Cool. Let me show you what the community looks like. Let me go over some curriculum, and the coaching is blah, blah, blah. Done. Nothing else. That fast. Nothing else. I could show them a million. I have so much cool shit in my program. I don't show them anything. Even for some people that are lay down, I'm like, cool, we have coaching, blah, blah, blah. I don't even tell them the details, when it is, frequency. They're just like, awesome, cool. I'm like, want to rip it? And they're like, yeah. Right? That is a testament to how important everything before your pitch is. Like, so important. Right? On tracking, for the DM ads tracking, there's a column that says sales calls taken, offers. Like offers is, we don't offer everyone, we don't tell everyone on call that we take the price of our program or what we offer. Like if they're actually not like dialed in, prepared, we're not gonna pitch. There's no reason to pitch. I'd rather them go get nurtured or not pitch than anything else. Or else it's just like, what's the point? We'd rather them buy later than never buy, is the point. Right? And those like people that follow up, like you guys have people that you haven't closed. You know how you make more money today? Fucking call every single one of them, bro. And they might be in a different point in their business or realize that they actually do need you. Right? So that's super important. Any questions about that? I know that it's kind of jumbled, but yeah.
Yeah, one question. So you mentioned for the agency,
Yeah.
Step 3 is after the pitch?
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to
Let's talk about step 3. Bro, it's a cook, bro. It's such a cook. So, you want to role play?
yeah.
Okay. Can you actually see yourself in like, let's just say 6 months down the line, like, dude, you're like closing high ticket deals online, you're traveling everywhere you want, you're making like 10, 20 grand a month. Like, can you like actually see that?
Yeah.
Like you get close your eyes, like the vision is clear.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, and like that version of you, right? When we're on the sales call right now, or like we're on a strategy call right now, like what would the version of you who has X, Y, and Z, like in terms of getting mentorship, joining our program, making it make sense, what do you think they would do? What they would do?
Yeah, they'd probably move forward.
They probably move. What does probably move forward mean?
They would move forward, yeah.
They would, right? And maybe the version of you, what would your current version of you do? Hesitate. Right? And if I want you to get to where you want to be, and you want to get to where you want to be, you need to let the future version of yourself, the successful version of yourself, help you now. You want that guy to be making your decisions, not you. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to actively making a decision, you want to make a decision.
Nah.
Exactly. And then start the pitch. That's a cook, bro.
Damn.
Right?
Wait.
Pre-handling the most common
Isn't that
objection.
nasty though?
That's fucking
Isn't that
nasty.
fucking
You
nasty?
get that objection in 9 out of 10 calls.
Wait, I have a question. What if they're like, what if you ask them
dirty work,
what
bro.
that version of you do now? What if they're like, I don't know, man, like, probably just like think about it a little bit.
Yeah, like of course, like the version of yourself now would be hesitant. Like, you don't understand that. You know, it's tying the goal so far ahead and it being clear. It's like I always use the version of this, like,
No, I'm saying if they say that, like when you ask them about the like 30K like, version of themselves.
they would
Like
never.
the future version
Yeah,
of
they would
themselves.
never say that. Okay, here's another analogy that they would never say that, bro. Here's another analogy, bro. Like, can you actually envision yourself, like Tim? Can you actually envision yourself with like a 6-pack in like a year? Like, dude, you're fat right now. You're absolutely shredded. Like, can you imagine that? I'm like, yeah, I can. It's like, dude, what would the shredded version of you tell yourself to do right now? Probably go to the gym and get a fitness coach. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also you could double down by being like, okay, but let's just say this. I just gave you a 6-pack today. How fast are you gonna lose it? Like pretty fast, right? Because I don't know what to eat. I don't know what workouts to do. I am not a consistent person at the gym. I work out at my condo. I don't even have a gym membership. Like, dude, you're creating an immediate gap in their mind before the pitch. Like, you see how wide I've made the gap by part 5 and 6?
Yeah.
And I'm probably at minute 30 and you guys are like, I'm at a point where if you guys talk to them for like 3 hours, you'd get to. In like literally 30 minutes. I don't want your calls to ever go 1 hour 30. I've seen guys calls that go like 2 hours, 3 hours. Dude, I made a sale. We collected 1K. Bro, what are you doing? Like, dude, what's going on? Right? And the thing is this, right? You guys are asking me, oh, but they're not going to give me this. Oh, but Tim, it's because you haven't done part 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you do part 1, 2, 3, 4, they will 100% give you that answer, dog. Like, this is why you can't remove anything in my framework. Nothing. Don't remove anything. Don't change anything around. Don't add anything. It's just boom, 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 momentum. They'll just bam, make the sale, bro. Right? Go ahead.
And like with this like outcome based questions too, because I mean I deal like with like roofers. A lot of them are like 50, like sometimes 60 years old.
Yeah.
And, like, so they've been in business for like 40, 30 years. So
Even better.
So they have like huge egos. So I feel like asking questions like that, like a lot of times when I try before in the past, probably because I didn't do the framework in the past,
Yeah.
but like it's just like they'd be like, oh yeah, I've been through this, like I've been doing this for 20 years. I've heard this like the same shit.
Exactly.
Like, is that
Bro, this isn't the same shit. I promise you, this framework they haven't heard of. These questions that I'm telling you to ask, they haven't heard these questions. I'm doing what the market's not doing.
Okay.
That's why my sales agency fucking wins. Like, our closers actually cook. Because nowadays in 2025, when people buy courses, they've probably been on sales calls now before.
Yeah.
And they've heard that. And how does that make you feel? There's no question like that in my framework at all. We don't ask those questions. We don't do that NEPQ shit. We don't. Right? And when it comes to people who've been in the industry for so long, I love those guys even more because it's like genuinely, like, bro, we're working with this roofing company that's been around for just 2 years. We actively helped them relaunch just about a couple months ago. And we're at this place. Been working at business for like 30 years. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Are you retarded? 3 decades and you're making 10 grand a month, bro? Like, well, bro, what the fuck? And you like sit down, little boy. Like, you might be 50. Sit down, little boy. You in my Zoom, right? Even when I started, like 19 years old, I started closing for a business speaking coaching offer, 12 grand. It was like 40, 50, 60 year olds. They're like, whoa, I was a kid. I still cooked like 50+% close rate. And I took 30-minute calls, 24 calls a day, 12 hours to book with me. Like, people are like, how did you make 50K a month in college? Bro, I was dying, bro. Literally was dying taking sales calls. And, like, that was the time where, like, I kind of made stuff like this, Elite Closers Blueprint, but just got to frame correctly, too. And they're going to give you that bullshit if you don't, on the top, say that one sentence I told you to say, like, scripted sentence. Like, that's super powerful. Like, that's one thing to split test, right?
Yeah.
Like I have two really powerful authoritative statements. But yeah, let's continue. Part 6, direct commitment asks. So, I mean, given what we covered, like, do you feel like this is the right path for you? Right? Sometimes in part 6, when they're like, after the pitch, like, this is awesome, man. Oh yeah, well, what about it makes it awesome? Like, or just you could flow through it. But you want to get a tie down and be like, does that make sense? Like, this is kind of what you're looking for. Yeah. I like this and that. Like, well, why do you like it? Why do you not like this? You get them to sell themselves. Oh, I love the coaching aspect, and it's like, oh, like Tim, you actually show up, you have the Slack, and it's like, awesome. Like, is that something that you knew you needed, like, to keep yourself accountable? Yes, like 100%. Like, you're getting them to sell themselves. Is that the right path for you? Or is like, give them a card, like, does this feel like the right path for you? Is basically a close. Or I just say, ready to rip? You want to rip it? Or, I don't know, it depends on your ICP. Because my ICP is like 18 to 26-year-olds. It's something that needs to be really casual. I usually like putting 2 thumbs up. Because in their brain, they'll literally say yes. Like, yeah, want to run it? I'm like, yeah, cool. If they go like, yeah, I'll just be like, awesome. Like, dude, let's get you onboarded right now. I'll literally interject. As soon as I get yeah, bam, let's get you onboarded. I don't want to hear anything after. I don't want to hear no explanation. I don't want to hear no preparation. But just, yeah, but perfect, dude. Let's get you onboarded now. And this one, you should have dropped the price during pitch, but you can just remove that. Perfect. Let's get you onboarded now. Like, you want to use a card or ACH? And they'll be like, let's use a card. Let's use a credit card. Cool. And then if they actually give you an objection, it's your fault. It's your fault for not pre-handling something. If you look back at our framework, if you actually open up on Elite Closer's blueprint, that one's good to kind of look at because it pre-handles for partner, right? At the top of the call, it's like, okay, cool. And you're also the decision maker, right? Like, we're also during expiration. I always have my closers print out the 6 objections right in front of, like, on their wall, and make sure that right before they pitch, all 6 of those things are pre-handled. 100%. If they can't make a decision on the call and they need to spot a partner, cool, reschedule. If they're on their phone, cool, reschedule. If they can't make a decision on this call, cool, get more background, reschedule. Because there's a process to this one call close. Like, you need to be, like, you need to make the soup, right? Like, you need to put the ingredients together to make the soup. You can't just, like, cheap out on some ingredients. You can't, right? And then all the other stuff is objection handling, which is in a whole other conversation. But usually, for objection handling, it's a simple framework. You got to realize that it's just bullshit. Fight through the smoke screen. Get down to the problem. There will only be 2 problems that exist. The only 2 valid issues why people wouldn't buy, that they don't trust us, or they literally are illiquid. Everything else is bullshit. Everything else. Yeah, you properly do this framework, you guys should close, like, extremely well for actually. Cool. Any questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Cool. Let's go.
When you're doing the pitch, how are you tying pricing in? Like, what are you saying?
What do you mean?
Like, when you're pitching, how are you telling them, like, oh, it's this much?
Yeah, you remember when I'm like, write 3 pillars of sales mafia?
Yeah.
And then like 1, community, 2, 3. And on the bottom, right, 6 months, group coaching, 5K. Like, you tell them like that.
Yeah.
And I always put like a super high upsell, like a price anchor. You could also do like, also we have a done for you for more of our platinum clients that starts at 25K. And their brain will immediately just be like, okay, I'm gonna hear the group call thing. I'm gonna hear about the group thing. Like, that one makes sense to me. And then when you pitch, it's just the group call thing, and you can quickly say, and yeah, for our 25K, we add on this, and this. Got it.
Would you recommend us having, like...
Because it's not, they're picking between, do I want the 5K or the 10K, versus do I want to buy the 5K or do I not? From the jump before you pitch. Right.
So we should also have, like, different price points for...
Do you agree? Just a fat price anchor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you put it before the pitch?
before your like pitch. Yeah.
Wait, how do you price it again?
Yeah, it's like three pillars of sales mafia, 1, curriculum 2, 3, and then write 6 months group coaching for 5K, and then write one-on-one with Tim, 25K. And in their head, they'll automatically just be like, okay, like yeah, I'm obviously not gonna buy this. Let's hear him out on this, and it sells to their brain again. Like dude, every question I have.
Why would you say the 5K one first instead of the 25K one?
It's
Isn't that backwards? Like, wouldn't you want them to?
no, but then that's before the pitch.
No, I know. But like, wouldn't you want to say 25K before 5K?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But I want to say the 5K first because like that's our flagship offer.
Okay.
Like, this is what we sell.
And then also at the end, are you saying like, collect deposit and save their spot? How would you frame that?
If they wanna, what do you mean?
So like at the end of the framework, like if you can't close them for whatever reason, you collect deposit and save your spot.
Yeah, if they're like, oh, let me just think about it. I'm like, what would you think about? Like, obviously there's a way to objection handle, but if they really want it, I'm like, okay. Like if it's really valid, sometimes I know like the sale like gets to a point where that's valid. It's like, okay, we don't do follow-ups. Like I don't have a Calendly for any like follow-up meeting. Like what do you actually need? Like what's actually holding you back? And once you say that, they'll literally tell you the actual reason. It's like you're basically being like, no BS, bro. I'm not gonna talk to you again. Like, what's the actual problem? Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
But then when it goes a step further, you're like, okay, well, yeah, I think it makes sense for us to kind of reconnect in a couple of days. I mean, as a professional courtesy, we just had people put a $200 deposit. Is that cool? And we'll get you booked. And you're like, awesome, cool. I don't even care if it's $20. You want them to actively give you their credit card info, and that's buy-in.
Okay.
We don't do free follow-ups. Never, ever in your lifetime. Always get commitment. Alright.
But then you use like
I say professional courtesy. It's a professional courtesy.
you use reschedules as like an objection handle, like if they're giving you like because you were saying earlier like get more info and then reschedule, right?
Yeah, but honestly, if people say that, I'm like, dude, we both agreed that you'd be able to make a confident decision by the end of the call. Like, just tell me, like, what are you actually hesitating about? Is it just the price? Right? Call them out.
Yeah.
When you have them write down the 3 pillars of sales mafia, is that the pitch?
No.
Okay.
And then after they write 25 grand this, I'm like, okay, cool. And then what I do is I just share my notion and be like, this is the curriculum, this is the coaching, and I share my Slack, and this is the community. I just like flip through some stuff under a minute, and then I unshare my screen. Want to rip it?
And that's
How do
all
you feel? Like, does it make sense? And then get them sell themselves. Oh, what do you love about it? Awesome. Want to rip it? Bam, done. Like, bro, they're so sold even before I pitch. Like, my pitch is so quick. Even for other offers, like, this is pretty meta, but let's just say like Eric's selling AIGI to other people, right? It's like he could tell them about like, yo, and then we have this system, and then we have like this AI that calls this, and then like we have this awesome software that like, and then we have like also like the sales training with like, bro, it's just too much, bro. It's just like there's this. You share some screen, show that it's legit. Do you want it, bro? Yeah.
Then I guess with agency stuff, like with sharing the screen, because I think usually when I'm doing like I'm sharing the screen for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
but
show 'em
I'm
everything.
being extreme. Like, of course, like coaching can be extreme.
Yeah.
With agency, I'm just saying like, just make it clear and concise is the point. Like,
Okay. But
10
when
minutes is so long, bro. Like, there's so much to ask. During your pitch, they continue to ask you questions, right?
No.
They don't?
Because I'm basically just kind of sharing my screen, like showing them like the, damn, close. Like showing like ad accounts from like past clients, then like kind of explaining like the results we're getting. Then I like go into the GHL, which has all like the.
No, the
Like,
reason
still
why I
software.
don't like that
Yeah.
is you're not even pitching at that point. That's all expiration shit.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, our client did this and we got to XYZ.
Okay.
right? That's all authoritative stuff on the beginning. When you're selling, when you're at the end, when you make the sale, you don't talk about other fucking clients. Are you dumb, bro? Like, just run a webinar at that point. Like, you got this dude right in front of you with all this ammo in your notebook so you could properly pitch to them and exactly what they need, catered to them extremely quickly. Right? I'm going to sell the fitness coaching program to the fat old lady that just needs to get healthy because she's going to die versus the young guy that just wants a six-pack. It might be the exact same coaching program. We're going to sell it so differently. Right?
Okay.
And
So,
then-
but like in the beginning though, like, would you, before the pitch, would you show them at least the systems? Like, would you share the screen in the beginning?
Yeah, I'm not saying I'll obviously show them the systems.
Yeah,
Obviously
but-
take time to show them the
Five
extrinsics.
approaches, what we do, what we go, what not, what we are.
But yeah, like,
ability.
but does that make sense? Like,
No, it doesn't.
skip through quicker.
Yeah, just
Let's
make
go
it
through it
quicker
quick,
and
yeah.
more precise. Yeah, I mean, I just on there for like 10 minutes, just like show them everything. Because I'm thinking like, oh, they'll get them like.
Just think
hyped
about
and down.
think about how you can make it really concise and clear so they won't ask you a bunch more questions.
I mean, that makes
Right?
sense.
That's the point of what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
don't confuse the prospects or else they're gonna have to actually think about it.
How do you get someone to understand that you're selling them something in the setting process without it being like kind of awkward?
Mentorship program, and then when people always ask like, oh, how much is it, right? Or like, they should know that naturally, but we always say like, oh, and we don't want to blurt out the exact price without letting you know exactly what you get. And then yeah, and we're not just some like couple $100 course. Like, we actually implement X, Y, and Z and get ABC results. Once you say that, they know you're not a couple $100. They definitely know you're not fucking free.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you drop price in that pre-pitch when you go over 3 pillars and then drop price? Do you suggest dropping ad spend there too? Because for agency, it's price and then ad spend usually
Yeah.
go over separately. So drop everything, just
Yep.
$50 a day.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Any questions, Diego? Am I that clear? Am I that good at speaking?
You're pretty good.
Awesome. I think that's 1 hour.
Let's go.
Appreciate it, man.
Hope you guys enjoy that.
Very good.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.